continue looking back in the playoffs by the numbers. This time we shift our attention to the teams in the West that have figured well in the bubble to enter the postseason, but have since gone fishing after the first round.
We begin with the 8th-seeded Portland Trail Blazers, who've come a long way battling in the seeding games just to get to the playoffs. The Blazers had to play the Memphis Grizzlies first in the play-in for the 8th seed before facing the top-seeded Lakers. Portland would go on to win Game 1 100-93, spoiling the Lakers' first playoff game in 7 years. But it all went downhill from there. The stifling Laker defense held the Blazers to 106.6 points per game, much lower than their 120-point average in the 3 regular season matchups. The battle of the boards saw the Lakers' big men overpower 2 7-footers on the Blazers' side, Hassan Whiteside and Yusuf Nurkic. They also weren't able to handle the ball well, averaging 16 turnovers in that 5-game series against a team that's lethal on the break. In the regular season matchups, the Blazers just gave the ball up around 13 times a game. Moving on to the next team in the West, the Dallas Mavericks, who've shown great promise, made possible by the young tandem of Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. Coming in as the 7th seed, they faced the LA Clippers. While Dallas scored 117 points per game this series as opposed to 105.7 in the 3 regular season matchups, it was not enough to overcome the offensive talent of the Clippers, who averaged almost 10 points more. And it didn't help that Porzingis did not play in the last 3 games of the series due to a right knee injury. On to the next one, the Oklahoma City Thunder, who pushed the micro-ball Houston Rockets team to the limit. OKC basically was outplayed in a lot of categories, but one of the upsides was rebounding, where they averaged almost 50 a game in that series. Remember, this Houston team has no one above 6'9" in its regular rotation, only a 37-year-old Tyson Chandler who played less than a minute in 1 game. Anyway, the Thunder are a work in progress since all but 2 guys are under 29 years old. That's Chris Paul and Danilo Gallinari. Also, they have a lot of draft picks coming in the future after that Paul George trade last summer. And who would forget one of the greatest duels by 2 young stars in this Denver-Utah series? The Jazz came out blazing in their first 4 games on the back of Donovan Mitchell, only to give up the next 3 to Jamal Murray and the tough Nuggets team. Throughout that stretch, Mitchell and Murray showcased one of the fiercest offensive battles the league has seen in recent memory. Both teams were statistically on each other's neck game after game, and it all came down to that Mike Conley missed 3 at the buzzer that decided the series.